after years of playoff heartbreaks.
What a win on the road for the Heat in Miami.
Close calls.
Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world.
Broken promises.
You guys will have me back. I plan on re-signing here next year.
Oh!
Untimely injuries.
Tatum won to fire in the lane, crashing into Vincent. And he twisted an ankle, perhaps. He did, the left one.
Off-season drama, big trades, 3 coaching changes.
As you know, Ime Udoka has been suspended for the upcoming season for breaking team rules.
And a big management change. The Boston Celtics are once again NBA champions.
All the work, all the sacrifice, handling the enormous weight of massive expectations.
On the 15-year anniversary of their historic 2008 championship, they finally raised banner 18. Many years ago, the Boston Celtics' 17th championship set the tone for the Big Three era of basketball.
Anything's possible!
Some Big Threes were successful,
The emotions come pouring out.
while others, not so much.
The Timberwolves complete the sweep.
However, their 18th championship marks the end of that era. This is a new NBA. The Boston Celtics are the blueprint.
Tatum gets past Lively, goes inside the layup, bank shot, it's good, and the foul.
And the NBA might never be the same again. But my fellow GOATs, have you ever come back home from a long day where all you want to do is relax? But unfortunately, because of a little thing called adulting, you still find yourself stressing over meal planning? Do you find yourself tired of endless grocery trips, prepping ingredients, and dealing with cooking fatigue? This was me a few weeks ago, before Factor came in to change everything. Factor takes the stress out of meal planning and sets you up for success. Skip the grocery stores, the prep work, and the cooking fatigue, and instead get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. Forget overpriced takeout. Factor is cheaper and way more delicious. Ready to try it for yourself? Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code GOAT50 to get 50% off your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders. That's code GOAT50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month of orders. Don't wait. Make your meal planning stress-free with Factor today. The Celtics started the road to their 18th banner a decade ago. Just 5 years after winning a championship, they did with Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett what the Warriors refused to do with Draymond and Klay.
The Klay Thompson situation is a little murkier. Klay unfollowed the Warriors on all of his social media posts.
What the Spurs refused to do with Tim Duncan. What the Mavericks refused to do with Nowitzki. They traded franchise icons before their value had cratered.
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Jason Terry, all going to the Brooklyn Nets. Celtics get 3 number ones, 2014, 2016, 2018. Clearly the Celtics are tanking. They're redeveloping.
To a team desperate for relevance, the Nets got aging assets who never quite found their way in Brooklyn.
Here's Chalmers, gives it up. Ray Allen will take the 3 for the lead. It's in! Ray Allen again! Miami on top!
And the Celtics got the draft picks that would eventually become their franchise cornerstones in 2016 and 2017. They represented a philosophical shift in team building, multi-positional, portable, athletic.
Tatum turns, Tatum drives, layup is up, count it, and a foul!
Long, skilled wings who can pass, dribble, shoot, and defend.
Tatum! Hammer time!
It was that incredible versatility that allowed Jason Tatum to guard centers when the Celtics went small against Indiana.
Turner off 1 foot, shot is short.
Or for Jaylen Brown to pick up point guards 94 feet when they went big.
Everybody getting a little cantankerous out there right now. That's the way it's supposed to be here in Game 3 of the Finals.
Through the years, the Celtics have tried and failed with nearly a dozen key rotation pieces around Brown and Tatum. From Kyrie Irving to Marcus Smart, from Gordon Hayward to Malcolm Brogdon, Grant Williams, Rob Williams, and more. They've never been afraid to course correct when something wasn't working. But to understand the Celtics' brilliance and how more teams will attempt to replicate their model, we have to talk about 2 things: play style and roster construction. The Celtics took and made more three-pointers than any team in the NBA this year.
Pritchard banks in the 3 at the buzzer.
The Dallas Mavericks, the team they faced in the finals, was second.
24 seconds left in the game. Kyrie for 3 and the lead. Irving hits
6.
But it wasn't just the volume of attempts, it was the quality of threes they generated through their incredible spacing and movement principles.
Niang comes over to help defensively. Brown, jumper, going and a foul! A chance for 4!
The high IQ decision makers on the court at all times.
Holiday, wide open 3 in the corner, got it!
And their stable of Swiss Army knife defenders.
Butler the other way. And White blocked it.
Intelligent and bold roster construction is what made this possible.
Drives into the paint, knocked away and stolen by Holiday!
The Celtics replaced Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, and Grant Williams with Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis.
Here comes Josh Green, one man to beat, but it's a 7-footer who blocks it again!
They elevated Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser to larger roles off the bench.
Wow, come on! A Sam Hauser dunk!
And trusted that Brown, Tatum, and White could take another step.
In the corner, Brown, a bump, a 3. Man. What a shot by Brown!
Whereas Marcus Smart and Rob Williams were fantastic defenders.
Hunter, the catch. Oh! Smart! What a recovery!
Their lack of shooting gravity often meant teams were free to sag off of them and sink further into Tatum and Brown's driving lanes.
Stymied down low, stymied and travels.
More turnovers, more playoff disappointments. So Brad Stevens leaned into a radical idea: consolidation.
The front office, Stevens has acquired Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday, and that's all over the past 2+ seasons.
Turned 4 very good assets into 2 potentially great ones. The Celtics had already done the same thing when they traded Josh Richardson, Romeo Langford, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2028 first-round pick swap for Derek White.
And here comes Derek White. He'll get a nice round of applause. Welcome to Boston.
Think about it. 5 top 50 players who can dribble, pass, shoot, and defend, and a bench that goes at least 9 deep. A starting 5 where any player could initiate from the wing or the post.
Oh, man.
Where all 5 players could switch at least 2 to 3 positions. And in the case of Drew Holiday and Jason Tatum, 4 or 5.
Tatum plus the foul.
A starting lineup where 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis is popping up above the break at 30 feet. And Drew Holiday is feasting in the dunker spot.
As Holiday making a living in the paint.
And just as you figure out how to deal with that nightmare, there's Drew Holiday back outside.
Movement, Tatum off the bounce. Holiday, wide open 3 in the corner, got it.
And Kristaps initiating from the low post like he's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This team was a team that could kill you playing fast or slow, big or small.
Jaylen Brown goes right past Doncic and the slam.
However, they didn't reinvent the wheel. They built upon a 2-decade-long progression, from the 7 seconds or less Suns to the beautiful game Spurs.
Nice ball movement. Diaw for 3.
Right up to the Splash Brothers in Golden State.
The roll with Steph and Clay down the stretch.
Gordon played pretty good D. Steph. Oh, no! The fadeaway 3!
But unlike the Warriors, who had Steph and Kevin Durant, they pulled it off without a single top 5 player. One of my biggest reasons for picking the Mavericks in this series was how much better I felt the Mavericks duo of Irving and Doncic was than the Celtics duo of Brown and Tatum.
And Dallas with a long rebound, and they've got George backpedaling, and it's Kyrie with the alley-oop finish from Luka. Poked away from behind. Celtics get a turnover. The 2 chairs go to work.
And while analysts like Stephen A. Smith were quick to point to Luka and Kyrie's struggles during Game 5 and for much of the series,
The stars for Dallas, there's an APB out for them right now.
it's worth asking why the Mavericks stars were less effective against Boston than they'd been in previous rounds.
Irving inside the layup. Oh, how did that go in?
Perhaps it was the same reason LeBron was less effective in 2011 than he was in 2012.
There comes a point where you've got to stop sugarcoating and telling the truth. There he gets it back and a foul from behind.
Or why Kobe won 5 championships inside the triangle and 0 outside of it. Because basketball isn't a 2-on-2 or a 1-on-1 sport, no matter how much it sometimes looks like it is.
Puts it in.
In the finals, Luka had to guard a Celtic. When he wasn't chasing Derek White around screens or out to the corner, he was having to guard Brown and Tatum on isolations.
Tatum gets in the lane, layup off the glass.
Or Kristaps Porzingis in the post, and just as he got used to that, now he had to guard Drew Holiday. Cutting back door for an easy layup, the Celtics exhausted Luka. And in Game 3, it was this exhaustion and constant pressure to defend that saw Luka pick up 4 fouls in the fourth before fouling out.
Brown runs into Doncic, blocking foul, and that's it, he's fouled out.
Every team has wanted to make Luka defend.
George, jumper.
He's a notoriously limited defender who lacks lateral quickness and attention to detail. But against most teams, the Mavs can hide him, either on a limited corner shooter like Jaden McDaniels.
Well, they're practicing right now. At the start, across the lane, McDaniel.
On a one-dimensional big like Zubats.
Inside, Zubats. Missed it.
Or a non-shooter like Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook 1-on-4 and decides to hold back. Or perhaps he won't. Pull-up jumper. That's in and out.
But there's nowhere to hide against Boston.
Holiday, little bit of room, throws up a 3 and nails it.
The Mavericks present a great example of how things used to be. Their starting 5 features 2 extremely dynamic players.
Irving for the win! Oh my! A southpaw finish from Kyrie Irving!
Against Harden. Doncic lines it up. It goes! He is that guy!
Flanked by 3 limited and somewhat one-dimensional offensive players.
There, tailed by McDaniels.
And the Celtics consistently tested the Mavericks' limitations. They took a non-playmaker like Daniel Gafford and forced him to make decisions.
They've got to do a better job taking away Boston's best weapon.
They took a limited shooter like Derek Jones Jr., a career 31% three-point shooter, and dared him to beat them.
Doncic to fake. Over the shoulder, Jones wide open. Can't hit.
The result? He shot 25% from 3 against the Celtics.
Derek Jones Jr. can't get it to fall.
They took a corner shooter who doesn't have the best ball skills in PJ Washington and turned him into an above-the-break shooter who was constantly forced to make decisions with the ball.
This time, Washington, same spot. Doncic, Washington launches his three-pointer.
The result? He shot 6 for 22 from 3 across 5 games and scored just 4 points to go with 4 turnovers in 35 minutes during the decisive Game 5 loss, where he was a team-worst -26 on the court.
Stolen by Tatum. Tatum goes up and lays it up and in. Points for Jason Tatum. Stolen by White.
Washington, Jones, and Gafford aren't bad players.
Well defended. PJ Washington goes to the rim and gets it to go. Doncic throws it up. Oh, beautiful basket. Gafford involved right there on cue, throws it down.
They're limited players, and the Celtics put them into situations where they'd be forced to deal with their limitations. Welcome to the new NBA. The NBA used to be all about the stars. It was all about Malone and Stockton not being able to get over the hump against Jordan and the Bulls.
Missed 6 of their last 8. Malone steps back and hits. Karl Malone with 4.
No one having an answer for Shaq and Kobe.
Shot 2. Bryant to Shaq.
Or the unguardability of Dirk Nowitzki and Kevin Durant.
Here's Nowitzki working on Ibaka. Foul counted!
The elbow, Kevin Durant got a mismatch. And hits nothing but net.
No one ever talked about Shaq's unwillingness or inability to switch on the pick and roll, or Dirk's inability to handle cross matches in transition as the reason either of those guys lost a series. But that is the modern NBA, where your biggest weakness is magnified, your weakest link is spammed off the court, and where you absolutely need 5 complete basketball players to win an NBA championship. Bigger, more athletic guards.
Doncic goes right at Tatum, throws a wild pass, stolen by Brown. Holiday all alone, Green in pursuit, but Holiday throws it down.
More dynamic wings who can score on all 3 levels.
4 on the 24. White sees that, has to hoist up a three-pointer. And it's good! Derek White!
Times in the third if they had to take, I don't know, countless dribbles.
Jaylen Brown with the flush!
And bigs who can pull up from the logo.
Porzingis way outside, knocks down another.
Guards who can set screens.
It can take a little pressure off you offensively.
and bigs who can initiate the pick and roll. This is the new NBA, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. 15 years ago, the Boston Celtics won a championship with Rajon Rondo and Kendrick Perkins starting. Rondo made 5 3-pointers in 26 playoff games.
Now here's Garnett on the pick and roll. Double T, leaving Rondo open for 3.
While Perkins averaged 6 points and 6 rebounds.
Aggressive move. Perkins follows up and lays it in.
That was the NBA in 2008. In 2011, the Miami Heat made their own big 3.
Bosh by Garnett to the rack.
And often flanked the trio with defensively oriented players with limited offensive skills. Guys like Mario Chalmers, Udonis Haslem, Joel Anthony.
Rejection by Anthony. That's his 3rd block here in this first half.
It's safe to say none of those players would have played a second this year's playoffs for the Boston Celtics.
Good ball movement here. Brown, good look from the corner, nails a 3.
It's a copycat league. 15 years ago, the Boston Celtics ushered in the era of the big threes.
The Parquet Posse, the 3 Basketeers, Barrage Etoile.
15 years later, they've ushered in the era of the Big 5, and teams around the league are taking notice. Just look at the Oklahoma City Thunder with Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Jalen Williams.
Holmgren, middle up and under, off the backboard.
Look at Danny Ainge's new team in the Utah Jazz.
Mark it and take it on Harris. Gets the shooter's bounce. It's a 1-point game.
Or even the Indiana Pacers team that the Celtics swept in the Eastern Finals.
Nembhard's looking to get it to turn and now drives on Horford, steps back, pulls up, jumper, it's good.
The formula is simple. 5 long, high IQ players who can pass, dribble, shoot while defending multiple positions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new NBA. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free and you can always change your mind. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.